The Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Assuming, like me, you like the tactile feel of a real book in your hands instead of an online character builder, then these books are essential to creating a character in D&D. Each contains subclass features, feats, spells, all kinds of customization options. But because this information is split across multiple books, the process of creating your next heroic badass can be fiddly. And once you're in a session and you need to look something up about your subclass or a feat, then doing this with all these massive hard tomes is nigh on impossible. It actually forces you to go down a digital route, even for those who don't want to. With this in mind, I have a product idea, a pitch if you will. So Wizards of the Coast, if you're listening, and of course you are, why wouldn't you be? Here it is. Class Handbooks. If you're new, welcome. My name's Rob and this is my lair, and on this channel we talk about good ideas for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Now, before I show you what these are and how they work, I should point out that I've created them for my own use only. They're not for sale and they merely serve as a way for me to process the information that I've already paid for in many D&D sourcebooks. The first thing you'll notice is the size. It's what we in the UK call A5, which is roughly half letter in the US. You'll also notice that it's a softback, which makes it incredibly easy to slip inside a bag or to get out at a table and easily flick through without taking up too much table space. So, what's in it? Well, first a caveat. Please excuse the AI art that I've used throughout. It's a cheap alternative to sourcing through a proper talented artist, which to be honest, I'm quite embarrassed about. I see this art only as a placeholder, and I'd love to see these filled with beautiful hand-drawn illustrations one day. Also, I haven't updated them since the 2024 Player's Handbook came out, but I will. So, in a nutshell, the contents of these books are exactly what you need to run a single class in D&D, and nothing more. I've taken out all of the fluff and streamlined it into what is essential for you, the player. Let's take the Barbarian one as an example. Aside from the contents, I start off these books with a fun little inspiration section, here showing the great barbarians from popular culture, just to give uninspired players a little bit of a lead. But getting into the bones of it, we have class features, none of which will be alien to anyone who has ever looked through the Player's Handbook. It's taken word for word. Moving on, we get to subclasses. These have been collated from all different source books to show all 9, I think there's 9, official primal paths side by side and easy to compare. Next up, we have the feats section. This list is pretty comprehensive and again pulls from various different sources. What is key is that this is not the full list, merely what feats are there and relevant to a barbarian. If a prerequisite states it cannot be used, I have not included it. It's worth noting in books for spellcasters, after the feats section is a spell section. Next we have adventuring gear, weapons and armour. All of those basic goodies which a normal adventurer should have a rough idea of what the price is supposed to be. Even if the DM does decide to overcharge them if they're in a high class town or if they've been particularly mean to a certain NPC. Conditions are next. No more asking the DM what petrified means or can they attack if they're restrained. These come up a surprisingly large amount even at seasoned tables. Then lastly, at the back of the book I have a section for actions in combat. Not necessary for pros, but for newcomers to be able to just flick to the back for a quick reference can be very handy. And that's the lot. So, Wizards of the Coast. Let's presume this is still a pitch idea, and I'm speaking to you now directly. Why do I think that you should produce these books? Well, the main reason is because of what it is, a class handbook. It's not something that you currently offer, but something that I think would be very handy to players. And I really must underline there the word players, because the current collection of source books lean heavily towards the Dungeon Master. They are not for players, and certainly not for accessing mid-session. Price-wise, here is my recommendation. So your current collection of books are roughly $50 to $60, which is around 40–50 quid here in the UK. So if you was to buy all of those books to get all of the class options, you're probably looking at about $250. Let's divide that by 12 for each of the core classes, and then you're going to land on somewhere around about $20 per book, or £15–16 here in the UK. Personally, I think that sounds quite reasonable, and I can see lots of players picking something like this up before a lengthy campaign as an easy and quick alternative to multiple source books. I can see DMs gifting these to their players, and I can see completionists wanting to pick up the entire set. Right, keep listening, wizards, because I have another product idea, taking this concept even further. In the age of print on demand, I'd like to see this class book taken even further by adding origins. Let me explain. When purchasing the book online, and it can only be done online, the user selects their class, their species, and their background. The book is then specifically printed with those core components within it, so it becomes a genuine handbook tailored to each individual character. Hell, build in a character sheet unique to the class, and the player has absolutely everything they need, minus some dice and a pencil, of course. So wizards, if you're still listening and haven't already ran off to have a Zoom call with your publishing team, why not give this some thought? I think it could be something good. Thanks for watching, and even if you're not Wizards of the Coast, please leave some comments below on your own ideas for a class handbook. Because the whole idea of my channel is simply good ideas for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Till next time, bye-bye.